This train is for Bank. The next stop is Pudding Mill Lane. When leaving the train, please remember to take all your belongings with you.
Up in the middle of the night, like a firefly without a light. You were like a slow touch burn.
England may be a small country, but the tube can't go everywhere, especially Derbyshire. On the morning of June the 5th, 1995, London commuters experienced a problem. There were too many of them, and they were having to stand up on their journeys to work. The full horror of this fiasco was highlighted in national newspapers and television programmes, and it was worried that the entire transport system would collapse. The effects had the potential to overshadow the Leaves on the Line disaster of 1986. A young boy, Docklands, was playing that morning with his dad's train set in the loft. He was often locked in there while his parents went to work. He had a small black and white telly. Colour hadn't reached our shores by then, and he stumbled across Newsnight with Trevor MacDonald. He listened to the plight of the commuters and pledged that he would find a solution. He dug out an old ZX Spectrum and hooked it up to the train set. Could it possibly be feasible to run a train network using only a 48K computer? The answer soon became apparent when, only after 30 seconds of experimenting, there was a 3-train pile-up underneath the cold water tank. Undeterred by this, Doc took his idea to the local painter's office, where they refused to give him a patent, but stole the idea anyway. Doc was tragically mauled by police dogs on his way home, and is now in a home for people like him, Guantanamo Bay. 2 weeks later, TfL, Transport for Losers, announced their plans to build the DLR, the world's first driverless trains. I say driverless. That's not technically correct. The control unit was relocated to the roof of the train to free up space for the ever-important commuters inside. Hence the acronym DLR. Driver lives on roof. The system entered service a year later and provided a fantastic service to the derelict Docklands area of London. Maybe in hindsight it would have been better to wait until they had redeveloped the area first. After several tragic driver decapitations on the overhead wires, it was decided to move the electricity supply to ground level, within easy reach of young children. Many adults and children alike have pretended to drive the trains from the old driver's seat. They even employ people who would never normally be allowed to drive a real train to make sure the doors work properly, but occasionally they pretend that they're driving them as well. To this day, the DLR serves over 20 miles of building sites, and in true British style is having a new station built as part of the 2012 Olympics Park. To be honest, I would have thought building a stadium might have been a better idea, but that's my personal opinion. Anyway, if you're ever in London, it's definitely worth a visit.
Runaway train never going